Likkutei Behar, page 78. Okay, the 78 at the bottom. Okay, the Pasuk, the beginning of the Parshat says, Ki savei al-aretz asher ani nesen lachem, when you come to the land of Eretz Yisrael, which I'm giving you, v'shav sa'ar Shabbos l'Hashem, the earth will rest its sabbatical year, sheish shanim. Then the Pasuk says, 6 years you plant, 7th year you rest. So the implication of the pasuk is like this: Kimiyad ki tzavei al haaretz v'shavsa kedem sheyaschil sheish shanim. The Rebbe, all the Mefarshim asked this question. The pasuk says, when you come to the land, you're going to have Shemittah, and then the Torah says 6 years you plant, and then you're going to have Shemittah. Now, when you came to Eretz Yisrael, they didn't have Shemittah right away. First, you have the 6 years, and then you have Shemittah. Yet the pasuk seems to imply, as soon as you come to Eretz Yisrael, you have Shemittah. So how is that possible? So understand this by first explaining another pasuk. It says, Hashem says, open up for me, my sister, my friend. Who's saying this pasuk? Hashem is saying this pasuk to the Jewish people. What is he saying? Open up for me. Open up to me, and therefore you'll be able to be my sister, my friend. Even though the Yidden are always called Hashem's friend, so why does it say open up and then you'll be able to be my friend? We're always Hashem's friend anyway. This level of friendship with Hashem, sometimes it's revealed, sometimes it's concealed. In other words, the Jews are really always connected to Hashem. Sometimes it's revealed, sometimes it's not revealed. So Hashem says, open up to me that it should be revealed. What does that mean? Therefore Hashem says to the Yidden, open up. Remove the cover and concealment, that this level of friendship with Hashem, Rayasi means a friend, should be revealed. Okay, so he says, the level of friendship with Hashem always is there, sometimes hidden, sometimes revealed. Hashem says, you know what, reveal it to me. Open up to be revealed. So he says, it says to understand what does it mean this level should be revealed. And what is the concealment that we have to remove? In other words, what is this level, what does it mean it's revealed? And what does it mean, the concealment of it? Just practically speaking, what does it mean? He says like this. Achesi literally means a sister. But it also comes to the word Ichui Alexandrius. There's a din, we're learning Rambam earlier just now, in the din of Avelis. So there's what's called sewing. Okay, when something tears, you mend it. So there's in Egypt they had, it was called Alexandrius, Ichui Alexandrius. It was a perfect, you couldn't even tell that basically that there was a rip. No, it wasn't a stitch that, you could tell something is sewed up. So it was so what does it mean? It combines two things together. What? What? I didn't say Evarim.
Oh, I thought you said Mechabim Shnei Evarim.
Mechabim Shnei Dvarim.
Oh, Dvarim.
Okay, so what does it mean? Achaisi means the way the Jews are connected with Hashem. So what does it mean? The natural instinctive love that every Yid has. From the place it was carved out from, which is chelik alakami mal mamish, and therefore they're united with Hashem, with the ultimate level of unity are in Salvarchu mamish. Therefore, because the Yidden are essentially bound to Hashem, gam lamata acha shenivru mayayin liyesh. Even down here, after they're created, and it comes down to dress into a body and animal soul. This is the Aved of Tzaddikim. Their lust and desire is to become one with Hashem. And to become completely bottled to Hashem, b'kleis nefesh, with the longing of the soul, mi'umka deliba. V'chol yamehem tamid. And by tzaddikim, the whole life constantly is b'bittul anal. Machmas teva nafsheisim, because of the nature of the nefesh, shenasalam teva. This becomes their nature. You know, the Aved of tzaddikim, by nature, they don't want anything worldly. All they want is to be connected to Hashem. And they don't even have to have a meditation to reveal this level. It's just naturally instinctive by tzaddikim. They just want to be connected to Hashem. That's what every Yid is supposed to be. Like it said, if I remember you when you're in the crib, whatever. Like the Pasuk says in Krishma, you shall love Hashem and learn Torah when you're home, when you're traveling, when you get up, when you go to sleep. That means 24/7. While Derech Mashal, it's like the Mashal of Avas Ach v'Achis, a brother and sister. Sha'ava b'neim kvu and netur ma'ami atzma b'teva b'tuldasam b'lishum eseder this clout. Like siblings that always kill each other. But the ones that really kill each other when they're younger, the ones that love each other when they get older, by the way, that's for the record. So, it means what's the level of achaisi? Now, the Rebbe is explaining achaisi means binding and connection. The level of tzaddikim is to be constantly that level of achaisi, which is the natural instinctive love that a Jew has to Hashem, that all they want is to be connected to Hashem. They don't want nothing. They don't want any gashmistic of things. All they want is to be connected to Hashem.
What the stitches?
The stitches means it binds two things together.
All the Rebbe says, when it breaks and you stitch it, the stitches become stronger than it was before.
That he doesn't say here. He says that in Gersa Tshuva.
No, it says that it only
It becomes stronger.
No.
As somebody in the medical field that knows a crank, when somebody has a hernia and they sew it up, it's even stronger than it was before. So when something tears and you mend it in a way of proper tshuva, that's why tshuva is greater. Because before it rips, okay, it's ripped. But when it rips and you sew it back together, meaning you come back and reconnect, so it's even stronger. But here he's not speaking about it. Here he's speaking about the Aved of Tzaddikim is to be constantly have this bond with Hashem. That's it.
But you could say Tzaddikim are original. But
what do you mean? The original cut.
but the people who come back because it was ripped and it's strong.
Right now he's speaking about Tzaddikim. He's not going into that level yet. This is emes because it's constant. Like the Rebbe says in Tanya, if it's sometimes there, sometimes not there, sometimes you love Hashem, sometimes you don't, it's not the real level of Hashem. But if it's constant, 24/7, like he says, it means from the second you wake up until you go to sleep, from the morning you're born until you die, you have this relationship with Hashem. That's emes. But if this love is not constantly there, but if it's only awakened in designated times like Krishma Tefillah, and then Chalef is Veiveris Mimenu, then it leaves him after davening, Ein Avazu Nikar B'Shem Avas Emes Lamite. Like the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, it's called Emes because he could reawaken it. But it's not Emes Lamite. Emes Lamite means it's constant. That's the definition of Emes, eternity. Not sometimes yes, sometimes not. That's not emes.
Truth means call.
Yes. Hainu minikud is emes mamish. Then, if it leaves, it's only svas emes, which is literally means the language, but it means safa lefiv. It's only the outside seam, that's outside of the garment. Shu imra, which is the seam. Shed mesaviv abeged svas emes katseu. So he says like this: emes is when that bittul to Hashem is 24/7. That means the only thing the person wants is to be connected to Hashem. That's all they want. Kacha derech mashul. So it is al derech mashul ha'av azay sabah be'esis seirus. This love of Hashem that comes in the time of awakening, that's svas emes v'katseu hainu hascholas emes. It's only the beginning of truth. Ava ein and nikra b'shem emes gam olamiti, but it's not called real emes. Again, real emes is if it's always there. Nochein amar b'zayah svas emes tikun la kavanas lo'ad. It doesn't say tikkun la'ad, kainanta la'ad, that you establish it forever. Ela tikkun la'ad, meaning it said karev Hashem l'chol karev v'chol asher yikru be'emes daika, hainu b'nukudas emes v'lei b'svas emes. Like the Parshat says, Hashem is close to all who call him with truth. What truth does he mean over there? Real truth, that is constant.
Does that mean you cannot have any desires for physicality at all and say and love Hashem through the physicality?
Who are you fooling?
Everything is
Well, who are you fooling? If it's a vehicle to become close to Hashem, he said, that's Veda Tzaddikim, we shouldn't even, but this is what we're supposed to be. If food is a vehicle to become closer to Hashem, so then it doesn't matter if it's medium rare, or this food or that food, it has to be this particular way, then it doesn't matter. Like the Friedrich Rebbe says, from the time he was a little boy, exactly what goes on today. The Friedrich Rebbe said, when the time he was a little boy, he was taught, what you're given to eat is what you eat. Whether you like it, you don't like it.
That was back then.
That was back then.
Kids were starving in Russia.
No, they had food. Well, there was a time the situation in the house was very bad, but it's like today. Every kid you have the kids. It's like a restaurant. Each one puts in their order what they want for dinner. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why kids. Okay, let's leave it at that.
So you're saying like you go on vacation, you want to see Hashem's sights, but if you start being the diet, where the vacation is, and what kind of hotel you sleep in, then at that point it's too much gashmir.
You want to go see Hashem's greatness? Go to the Pacific Ocean over here. Go a little bit north. You see plenty of Hashem. You have to go at this Southern Riviera or there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we're on this level. I'm just saying, but this is, in other words, we shouldn't think we're tzaddikim if we have these desires. That's all. Ideally, that's what it is. Because a person has to constantly awaken this love. Because then it doesn't come from Likkutei Alev, because you have to constantly awaken it. Then if it's not awakened, this is what Hashem is saying, Pischuli, open up. You have to awaken this love, because tzaddikim have it ingrained, inborn, and whatever. Become a nevertheless. Nikras b'shem sfas emes, it's still called the external level of truth. Shakopon and b'shazu me'eres avim and kudus libe kochad lefum shira delay, because literally you're awakening it. And he says, v'gam achat, this is all from Tanya. Achat tfil nisha d'shimu remains a mark shenit b'zochri is Hashem. When he remembers Hashem, it becomes awakened within him. This ruach the diva b'kibbe vaynis kaim gam kim nischaticha. Okay. Skip the brackets. It's like, I see where it ends. One second. Okay, like 8 lines. But now, Vasi b'Shemittah. What's stopping from every Jew to have this level of really loving Hashem on a constant basis, that you don't need to awaken it. So he says like this, what's the problem? Because it's something called the body and nefesh habamis and that stuff. Because it comes into the dvarim gashmi. Minefesh achiyunis from the nefesh habamis, sheshosh bechinas gasas ruach, which the source is haughtiness, mishcha dechivya, serpent, snake skin, hachayf from masra koyach bechinas avizu. Why doesn't a Jew have it? Because we're in the nefesh habamis, a very powerful nefesh habamis, and this nefesh habamis conceals, it blocks this natural instinct of love. So by tzaddikim, that they control the nefesh habamis and they don't have one, so by them they always feel this level. There's nothing blocking it. There's no blockages. Other people that have the nefesh habamis, like normal people that have the nefesh habamis, so then it blocks it.
And the third step down was, what about us? What about me?
You're the unmentionable here. And then you have many levels. How thick the covering is. You can have a thin covering, a thicker, you know. From the level of Gasas Ruach. Therefore, even the greater person, there's still a thin covering of covering the Kedusha. It's not a thick blanket, you know, but it's thin, you know, very thin covering, but you still got to remove that. It still takes, and he says that's the level of Gasas Ruach. That it says in Chazal, Ein ani, the Gemara says in Seita, Ein ani v'hu yechelum loda, I can't coexist. Somebody is full of themselves, Hashem says, I can't exist. I need an empty vessel. There's somebody, a full vessel, I can't put anything into. And therefore, what's the Aved of a Yid? You have to open up the covering. That's what Hashem says, open up. Pischuli. Dr. Rebbe asks, what does this pischuli mean? So he explains that there's an Avon Mesuteris. By tzaddikim, it's always revealed. They always have to feel this level. By other people, there's a covering. You have to remove open up the covering, open up the bag, you know, that you'll see what it is.
You become humble? Is that what it means?
It means that we shouldn't be into ourselves, yes. It's not all about me. That's what it is. That's what he's saying. Huh?
Humility.
Yeah. Kamash.
Lower the expectation.
What?
Lower the expectation.
No.
Well, humility can be about yourself also, no?
No.
You're thinking
No,
about
humility is all about not yourself.
thinking of trying to be on, trying to be.
No, that's all gaiva.
That's also bad.
Yeah.
So bittul is better than humility.
Betul doesn't mean I walk around the whole day saying I'm a nobody. That's called a fool. Humility means I know who I am, but it's nothing. I'm not what I should be. If a person knows, they know what they have, but they realize it's nothing compared to what I should be, because this is all a God-given gift. And therefore I have nothing to think I'm great about because I really should be greater. That's humility. A person wants to open up an opening in the wall that blocks the sunlight. What were windows in the olden times? It wasn't the potato chip guy. They had, cut a hole in the wall and then let the light in. So it becomes an open place. The same thing, person that wants to have this ava, to come into the essence of the heart, that it should be for real, to be completely bottled, to have a broken heart, but he wants really to have this connection. This is what Chazal say, you have to open it up. There's a blockage. The blockage is, by the way, the wall that we create. By nature is there. We create. This is what Chazal say. And this pasuk of Pischuli, Chazal say like this. You open up to me, Hashem says, like the eye of a needle. And I'll open up like the opening of the ulam in the Beis Hamikdash, which was 20 amas wide. In other words, what does Hashem say? Open up to me. And the Medrash says, what does that mean? All you have to do is open up a little, and Hashem says, I'll open the rest. But you need to open a little. Like we know, if there's no crack in the wall doesn't crack. Once there's a little crack, in a negative way, by the way, the crack keeps getting bigger, until the wall falls apart. That's why it says, what the Rabbi explains, many places, Yerushalayim is Yerushalayim, complete level of fear. Yerushalayim is a walled city. What's the level of the wall around Yerushalayim? In order for a person to protect this complete level of fear of Hashem they have within them, they need a wall around it. And once, like by the Churban Beis Hashem, the Bayis Rishon Hasheni, they pierce the one through the wall, on Shivasa B'Tammuz, that allows the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. You have to make sure the wall has no cracks in it. And if there's a crack, it has to be fixed. Because if you don't fix it right away, the crack keeps getting bigger. And it's the same thing spiritually. If a person wants to protect himself, they need to have a wall. But Hashem says, in a positive way, you want to let Kedusha in, all I'm asking you is open up a little bit. You open a little bit, I'll help you with the rest. Like the Gemara says, Habala Taher, Messiah Nesi. If you come to become purified, Hashem will help you. And the Rebbe says, it doesn't say if you purify yourself. You just come, meaning you take the first step to purify. That's what happens. Hashem purifies you.
This is the second.
What?
We are in the second Kaddish or the first?
No, it's a new Maimer already. We finished that in Maimer.
Can you connect what's going on to the beginning, like the Ramaskal word? It's not connection yet.
No connection. He asked the question why, the 2.5 lines was the question was, the pasuk seems to imply, as soon as you come to Eretz Yisrael, you have Shemittah, when it's not true. So he starts explaining this, Pischli Achesi Rayasi. By days a yor avazu techn nekudas pnimis halev until it becomes bottle, and then it becomes ba'arim ispavuz achesi. That is the level of achesi connection, right? Achesi, but then he says rayasi. That's to be in the next dos.